Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday. Alright, so this week is just basically general updates on our life and our transition and all of that, so just gonna dive right into it, shall we? I have gotten to the point where I'm very settled with the idea of getting top surgery in a few years as one of the first major things I buy for myself after college. That gives me something to look forward to because now it's actually a real concept as opposed to me being wishy-washy oh, I'll probably never be able to do that. Should I just try to be satisfied with how I am right now? Blah, blah, blah. And now I feel very, very settled about that. Also settled in the idea that when I get the top surgery done, at that point, I'll decide whether or not to take tea. So that's a decision for another day, another time, yada yada. As far as just my general well-being, I of course still get dysphoric. I don't think there's anybody I know who falls under the trans umbrella who doesn't get dysphoric sometimes. And since there's nothing I can do about it right now, that I have to let myself be upset if I'm upset, but I have to understand that on a day-to-day basis, it would behoove me not to always look in the mirror and wonder, well, how flat are you? I already know I have a bigger chest than some people, and like girls, so it's never gonna be flat. It's just not. Not when I have boobs. It's just not gonna be flat. And I've finally come to the conclusion that even though that means it's really difficult to pass, sometimes my happiness has to come before me fussing about passing. And so on days when I know I look particularly girly, I just have to think, well, that's okay. Because it just is. If you can't change it, and I can't do that right now, there's no reason for me to wallow about it beyond what I can do. I can get a tighter binder, but do I really want to hurt myself? No. So within the realm of reason, I can only be so flat. And that's okay. It's still better than having these big boobs that I didn't know what to do with. It's kind of like the Serenity Prayer, actually. And I think I finally have been granted the wisdom to know the difference between the things that I can and can't change. And since I know that eventually, relatively soon in the grand scheme of my life, I will be able to get this operation done. In the meantime, I don't want to be miserable every day for the next, 5, 6 years. That's just not the way that I want to live my life. And even though I know that because I am the way that I am, and because this is something that's a big part of my life, I'm gonna have days where I feel really bad. And I think now that I know that I can't escape that, really, it makes it happen less. So it's more of a momentary thing. Instead of ruining my day, it's like, oh, I thought this outfit made me look flat, now I've seen a picture and it doesn't. That's basically my spin on that issue. As far as my life not regarding this, I'm moving back to Germany in 2 weeks, and I'll be living with my boyfriend over the summer, and then we'll both be starting uni in the fall, hopefully the same one. I already know I'm going to be at the University of Freiburg, and I am hoping, and he's hoping, that he'll end up there too, so it would be really great if I could have him there. Because I talk a good talk, but when I have bad days, I like to have him there to help me feel better. And by that I mean let me bawl into his shoulder and feel really bad. That's basically my general life update. And yeah, so I guess my advice, since I suppose this is the part of the video where I have a moment to give a bit of advice, I would say understand that being dysphoric is a part of the deal, and also know that unless you're completely at peace with yourself beyond that, I don't think that getting top surgery and taking tea is going to help if you're not happy with you as a person, because then you'll just find something else to criticize. And I speak from experience. I've done that. It's a slippery slope, and it's not a road you really want to go down. It's really ugly, and just a bunch of misery for no reason. So if you are not in a position at the moment because it's not safe or because you don't have the money and you can't get the surgery and you can't get the hormones, don't despair. Understand that you're going to be upset some days, but also, then this isn't, I'm not saying don't be who you are and don't tell people you're trans or you're bigendered or you're gender fluid or gender queer. I just mean, I think that that's a time when you're going to have to be you're going to have to make peace with the way your body looks right now, even if you don't like it. If your ultimate goal is to try to be happy, you have to also make yourself happy right now, and you can't always live in the future. Keep it in mind. Know that eventually you'll get what you want, but keep in mind that right now you owe it to yourself to be happy too. Because you don't want to look back once you get that surgery. I don't want to look back after I get top surgery and realize how miserable I was for all those years. I want to feel relief, and I want to be able to look at myself and feel like I look good, but I don't want that to be at the expense of being happy right now. I want to be happy all the time, And even though that's not possible, I can at least be happy a lot of the time. And I guess that's the main point, is do what you got to do to be happy. And wallowing in your dysphoria is not going to make you happy. If you feel bad, but don't make yourself feel bad, because that's just not constructive, and you don't need to do that. You're better than that. And that would be my advice to you. So I will see you guys next Wednesday, and I'll probably have boxes and things everywhere as I pack my life into 2 suitcases. But until I see you guys then, take care of yourselves and have a good week. Take care.